Hi everybody, my name is Emily. I've got a 45-minute flow to offer you today. I'm going to be cueing some postures with blocks, which I know we don't all have at home. For some of the postures, a couple of pillows stacked up will work nicely, and then for others, a book about this width or maybe even a can of soup will work just fine. So once you've got all the stuff you know you'll want with you, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to suggest to begin that we take child's pose. You might enjoy having your knees together or knees wide apart. If you have knees together, arms by the sides might feel nice, and if you're choosing to take this with knees wide apart, arms stretched out long, can feel good. So begin any way that you like. And let these first few moments of your practice just be a very simple noticing. You might just start with a noticing in the physical body. Just tuning into how the legs and the neck and the shoulders feel here in this posture. You might also notice the pace of your thinking in this moment. Maybe if there's a racing quality to your thoughts or more of a blankness. You might also let your attention rest on your breath here. And just noticing the quality of it. And here at the beginning of your practice, take some time also to see if there is a particular intention or dedication that you'd like to move and breathe with in mind today. Thinking of this as an anchor for your thoughts to rest throughout our class today. Give yourself some time here in stillness to see what's coming up. And it might be that nothing's really surfacing today. And so if that's the case for you, I'm going to offer this idea that's referenced many times in the Yoga Sutras of reconnecting with your true self. Your true self apart from worldly desires, apart from your job, roles you identify with. And so using the next 45 minutes as a space to really nourish that part of yourself. Changing shapes you want to change, adding things you want to add, taking variations that meet yourself just as you are. Really placing value on being honest in your practice today. And from here, we'll seal all those intentions in with a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow breath out the mouth. We'll take that again, but this time on a breath in, walk your fingertips long toward the front of the mat. And on that long exhale out the mouth, walk your hands over to the right. Maybe letting right palm rest on top of left, just applying some gentle pressure there. Feeling with each breath in, this lengthening through the left side body. Deep breath in, come on back to center. Breath out the mouth. Walk the hands over to the left. Again, left palm might come on top of right, just bringing some gentle pressure. Breath in to feel into that beautiful length in the right side body. And staying for a breath out. Breath in, hands come on back to center. Stay for breath out. Breath in slowly, gently pull yourself right into your cat-cow. And as you set this up, looking for palms underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and check in. If this doesn't feel great on the knees, tucking the toes can be a nice way to take this. On a breath in, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Maybe give your hips a little wag side to side if that would be nice. And then on an exhale, start to curve and coil the spine, chin drops. Breath in, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, curve and coil the spine. And this is it. This is kind of your vanilla cat and cow, but you're welcome to add any other variations that just are naturally calling to you. And so just check in, listen to what your body's telling you. Very, very naturally, some other things are going to want to happen. And if this exploration is a little bit newer to you, some things you might try out, maybe taking your fingertips back to face you and then pulling the hips back to just give a little bit of release to this front part of the arm. Sometimes C curves, wherein you look back at one hip and the other, making a C shape with your torso, can feel nice on the side body. And you're welcome to stay here in your own individual exploration. If you'd like to move on, I'll suggest taking the knees wide towards your mat, big toes to touch, and then on an exhale, start to push down and back toward the right, up toward the front left corner of your mat, drawing a big circle with your hips. And you are in charge of the pace. You are in charge of the depth. So again, using this as a practice to deeply listen to what your body is telling you and meet yourself right where you're at. So valuing the information that your body gives you over any other cue that I might say. Knowing that your experience holds much more validity than any cue I'm giving. Start to take the circles in the opposite direction if you haven't done so already. And again, these circles can be slow. They can be faster, they can be bigger, they can be smaller. Your practice. We'll take one more circle and then meet in puppy pose. For puppy pose, simply take your shins along the long edge of your mat. And then from here, walk your torso down, down, down to your degree. The heart might rest on the mat, the chin might rest on the mat. And if it's feeling jammy in the shoulders, walk your palms out towards the sides of your mat. Just feeling into an opening in the low back here. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Breath in, really slowly return to your tabletop, and we'll take thread the needle. Right palm comes to the middle of the mat. Breath in, floats the left palm high. Maybe take some circles here just to get some fluid moving to the shoulder, getting it ready to move through vinyasa. And then when you feel ready, on an exhale, thread the left palm underneath the right arm. Right arm walks out long. Thread the needle. Just feeling into this gentle twist. If you are looking for an opening in the shoulder, take the right palm and tuck it right in between your left thigh and left hip bone. Just gently spinning your right shoulder back and away. One more full big breath cycle here. On an exhale, release the bind if you took it. Right palm comes to the mat, push into the right palm, lift the left palm up, maybe take that circle. And then from here, just a simple cat-cow to clear it away. We'll set thread the needle on the other side. So left palm comes to the middle of the mat, right palm comes up. Maybe take those circles in both directions perhaps. And on an exhale, thread the right palm underneath the left. Left arm reaches long. Again, just nice twist here. Staying here in the twist or wrapping your left arm around behind you, nestling it in between your right hip and your right thigh, inviting that left shoulder open any amount. One more full breath cycle here. On an exhale, slowly, gently releasing the left palm to the top of the mat, pushing into the left palm, maybe taking that same circle. And then from here, we'll meet in tabletop once again. On a breath in, take the ball of the left foot back, just rocking and rolling, checking in with the condition of your hamstrings today. Breath in to bring the left knee back to center, and then the ball of the right foot steps back. Again, just a simple rock roll to notice what's the condition of the hamstring today. From here, bring the right knee back to center. Take a look at your palms, looking for all parts of the palm to be grounding into the mat, fingertips facing forward, about shoulder width. Peek back at your toes, wanting them hips width, toes are tucked. And then on a breath in, slowly lift the hips. Downward facing dog, shimmying the balls of the feet back any amount. Early in your practice, might feel good to work a more dramatically bent knee, or maybe take it a bit straighter. And just notice what movements your body, again, is naturally cueing for you. Sometimes I like flowing into a high plank, hinging back to a down dog. Might try paddling up the feet here. Let this really be a chance, again, for you to cultivate that deep inner listening and meet yourself right where you're at. Sometimes that takes a little bit of bravery and trust in yourself to be your own yoga teacher here. One more big breath in this exploration, and on an exhale, walk your hands to your feet to the back of your mat. We'll take a forward fold. Again, early in your practice, knees might bend pretty dramatically. Hands can rest on the tops of the feet, opposite hand to opposite elbow is an option. Maybe find a bind by interlacing your fingers. Exploring here for one more breath in. And on a breath out, if you've got any sort of arm bind, go ahead and let that go. Breath in, flat back, palms come roughly underneath the kneecaps. Gaze is right at the mat to keep a long neutral neck. Exhale like a wave, cascade forward. We'll flow through that two more times. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, breath in, flat back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Breath in, palms come to the knees, pause. That was quite a bit of time in forward fold, so just give a chance to let any dizziness pass. And then slowly, breath in, arms reach, gazes straight ahead. Exhale, palms touch. Breath in to start to take a baby back bend. And then on an exhale, release. Find your mountain pose. Feet are hips width distance, unless you prefer to have the big toes touching. And just start to rock and roll onto these three corners of your feet. So one on the big toe mound, and the other toward the outside edges of your feet by your pinky toe and your heel. Really feeling grounded and supported here. Pinky fingers are rotating in, so you've got this open heart. And then find stillness. And cultivate that deep, deep breathing here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Reconnecting with intention. And if you lost sight of it, very gently, with compassion, just bringing yourself back. Staying here in stillness, or perhaps blinking the eyes open, breath in to reach the arms long. Right hand grabs onto left wrist, grow long. And on an exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale back to center, switch the grip, grow long. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, ride the breath back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms, perhaps find a bind at the low back. Breath in, offer the chest any amount. And on an exhale, hinging from the hips. Find forward fold with a bind. Release on your next exhale. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, bend the knees, rise up, extended mountain pose. Maybe take a back bend. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold from the hips. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Breath in, bend the knees, rise up. Back bend is there if you want. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold, full release. Last half sun here. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Breath in, bend the knees, rise on up. Optional back bend. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold. This time different. On a breath in, walk the hands forward. Find your downward facing dog. Breath in, lift the right leg high. Maybe take some hip circles. Maybe circle out the ankle. Come on back to center on a breath in. Exhale, right foot steps forward to right wrist. Drop the back left knee. Tweaking in the knee can be alleviated by doubling up the mat or tucking the toes. Otherwise, let the shoelace side of your foot rest. Wanting to make sure that the knee is stacking over the ankle or maybe even a little bit before the ankle, just not ahead of it. Hands can rest right here on the knees, or perhaps if you are craving some heart opening, link your thumbs and on a breath in, lift the heart and the chest up toward the sky. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the inside of the right foot. Start to walk the right foot over to the right and then spin onto the pinky toe edge. Nice opening for the hip. Working in the posture right here, or reach the right hand back to see if perhaps you might catch your foot. And if at any point that stops feeling nice, let it go. Bring it on back. One more big breath in. Exhale slowly with control. Let it go. Right leg reaches high. Opening once again. And then on an exhale, release the right foot down, maybe paddling up the feet. Feeling a difference between sides. Evening out now, breath in, left foot lifts high. Maybe taking some circles. And then start to come back through center. Exhale, hug the left foot toward the left wrist. Right knee drops, slowly walking the palms onto the left knee. Again, taking care that the left knee falls either before or right above the ankle. If you are looking for that heart opening, interlace or link your thumbs. And on a breath in, lift the chest. Soft gaze here. Softening in the shoulders. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the inside of the left foot this time. Toe healing the left foot off to the side, coming onto the pinky toe edge. This might be a nice place to stay. Option to reach the left hand back. Maybe it catches the back foot. As always, if it stops feeling good, just let it go. One more breath in. Exhale with control, let it go. Step back through one-legged dog, left leg reaches high. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. From here on this down dog, breath in, bend the knees, look forward. Step walker, hop to the top of your mat, finding a forward fold. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, release, let it go. Breath in, bend the knees, rise on up, extended mountain pose, maybe take a back bend. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold, full release. Breath in, flat back. On an exhale, right foot steps back. Find yourself in a runner's lunge. Pause here, feeling into the stretch. Then ground both palms into the mat, step the left foot back, find your high plank. Looking for shoulders right over the wrists. And then on a breath in, bring your shoulders a little bit forward of your wrists. Exhale, come down through a hover, elbows hug in. Breath in, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. From core, from strength, hinge it back, curling over your toes. Downward facing dog. yourself a full breath cycle here to reconnect with the ground under your palms, under your feet. If that started to feel a little frenetic, tapping into that steady breath again. And as you're ready, breath in, bend the knees, look forward, step walker, hop to the top of your mat. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, bend knees, rise, extended mountain. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold from the hips. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Left foot steps back. Pause for a minute here in the lunge. Again, just stretching out the legs here. Ground the palms down to the mat. Step the right foot back with control. Find your high plank. Checking out the alignment of your shoulders and your wrists. On a breath in, shift the shoulders slightly forward. Exhale, hinge, bend to the elbows. Breath in, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. From core, from strength, flipping over your toes. Take it back. Downward facing dog. One more sun salutation A like that. Breath in, bend the knees, look forward. Step walker, hop to the top of your mat. Breath in, flat back, grow long. Exhale, release, forward fold. Breath in, bend the knees, rise up, maybe take the back bend. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold, full release. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, step back, high plank. Breath in, flow forward. Exhale, low push-up. Breath in, up dog. Exhale, hinge it back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. This time, breath in, come high onto the toes. Exhale, drop both heels over to the left. Stretching out the side body. Breath in, high onto the toes. Exhale, heels drop over to the right. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, sink and settle the heels down any amount. Breath in, right leg lifts high. Exhale, right foot forward, right wrist. Take the ball of your left foot over toward the left side of the mat so that you have train track feet. Feet are not on a single line. Breath in, rise on up, crescent lunge. And then on an exhale, settle the hands to the hips for a moment. Just gently hugging the right hip back, shifting the left hip forward so hips are square. If arms are fatigued, this is a nice place to stay. Otherwise, breath in, arms reach, growing long from waist to fingertips. Exhale, right palm reaches back, left palm reaches forward, gaze to the side. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, open twist, left palm reaches forward, right palm reaches back. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, open twist. Option to stay here, or on a breath in, left arm reaches high, right palm rests on the back left leg. Staying for a breath in, and perhaps staying for a breath out. Otherwise, taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee and bringing palms to touch. Right knee is still hugging back and in to support the twist and give you stability here. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the palms to frame the front foot, runner's lunge. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, step it back, high plank. From here, start to shift weight into your right palm, coming onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Option to perhaps keep left hand at the waist, or if you like, left palm reaches high. Option to stay here or maybe float your left leg. And on an exhale, come back around with control, high plank, lowering down, low push-up. Breath in, upward facing dog. Hinge it back from strength, down dog. Full breath cycle here. Just letting the echo of that sequence land. And if you are already building up expectations for the other side, challenge yourself to just have an open mind of how this might go. And approaching it with a sense of curiosity here. Breath in, left leg reaches high. Exhale, left foot forward to the left wrist. Right foot comes off to the right side. Breath in, find your crescent. And if it's feeling wobbly, step the back foot in. Never stuck in a posture. Exhale, release the palms to the hips. Again, finding that square orientation by guiding the left hip back and inviting the right hip forward. Arms can rest here, particularly if you're feeling fatigued. If you'd like to find some length here, arms reach high. Exhale, open twist, left palm reaches back, right palm reaches forward. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, left palm reaches back, open twist. Breath in to center. Exhale, open twist. Option to stay here, or on a breath in, right palm reaches high, left palm rests on the extended back right leg. Option to stay here, or perhaps bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, palms come to touch. Left knee is still hugging back and in for stability and to support the twist. One big breath in. Exhale, release the hands to either side of the left foot. Stay here in the lunge. And then on an exhale, with control, take it back. Lowering down. Breath in through your heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath cycle here to reset. Maybe resting here longer, perhaps taking child's, or we'll start to flow. Breath in, right leg lifts high. Exhale, step forward, runner's lunge, find your stability. Breath in, rise on up, crescent. Exhale, open twist, left palm reaches forward, right palm back. Breath into center. Exhale, open twist. Breath in, center. Exhale, open twist. Breath in, left palm reaches high, right palm rests on the back left leg. Exhale, left elbow comes to the outside of right knee, palms touch. Option to drop the back knee, or we'll stay for one more breath in. Exhale, palms release, runner's lunge, step it back, high plank. From here, shift onto the left palm. Come onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Right palm can rest on the side. Maybe reach it high. Right foot can rest on top of left, or perhaps reach it high. Exhale, come back around with control, high plank. Lowering down. Breath in through your heart opener. From core, take it back, downward facing dog. Full breath cycle to reset. Breath in, left leg reaches high. Exhale, step it forward, left foot, left wrist. Runner's lunge here. Breath in, rise up, crescent. Exhale, open twist, left palm reaches back, right palm is forward. Breath in through center. Exhale, left palm reaches back. Breath in through center. Exhale, open twist. Breath in, right palm reaches high, left arm reaches or rests on extended back right leg. Exhale, right elbow comes to the outside of left elbow, palms meet. Left knee hugging back and in. Maybe dropping the back knee or sustaining for a full breath in. With control, find your runner's lunge. Step it back. High plank. Lowering down. I kind of cheated on that one. Breath in, heart lifts. Exhale, bend, hinge, fold. Downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Breath in, right leg floats high. Exhale, right foot steps forward to right wrist. Breath in, rise, crescent lunge. This time a little bit different. Release the palms by your sides. Palms face the front of the room. Slowly, mindfully start to transition weight into your front right foot, getting light on your back left toe tips. Finding your airplane. So an airplane, maybe release the palms to your hips just to make sure your hips are square to the mat. And then start to work your torso any amount toward parallel, gentle bend in the front knee. This does not have to be the most parallel airplane of your life. It can be gentle. Might feel good to work here. Maybe find a bind to the low back to open up the heart. Sustaining for a breath in. On an exhale, left foot meets the right at the top of the mat. Mountain pose, release the bind if you have it. Full breath in here. Just letting all of that land here in your body. Welcome to stay here. Option to also, on a breath in, flutter the eyes open if you have them closed. Arms reach. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Hinge fold. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Find yourself in a runner's lunge. Breath in, rise, crescent lunge. And again, release the hands by the sides. Palms face the front of the room. Nice relaxing release here for the shoulders. And then slowly, mindfully, woohoo, transition weight into the front left foot, getting light on the back right toe tips. Perhaps again, adjusting your hips to square. Chest is working towards parallel. Might enjoy this with a soft left knee. An airplane here, maybe take the bind, interlacing your hands the opposite way. One more, breath in. Exhale, slowly. Right foot meets left. Mountain pose. Whew. Release the palms. Maybe finding that same sway into all the corners of the feet from the beginning of practice. Just reminding yourself that you are anchored here. And particularly if your mind is just moving a mile a minute here. Reconnect with that feeling of support, of the ground underneath you, holding you up. Even notice the more you ground down through your feet, the more you can lift through the chest and have that beautifully open heart. This might be just the place to stay. Option to also flutter the eyes open if you had them closed. Take your feet to the wide edges of your mat. Heels are turning in, toes are turning out. Hands come to heart center and start to slowly sink into your yogi squat malasana. Might feel good to stay just as you are with elbows to the inside of the knees. You can also stack up your blocks or pillows and sit right on top of them if that would feel better. Letting the weight sink back into the heels. Using your elbows to lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling. One more breath in. And then ever so gracefully, on an exhale, take your palms back behind you and just bring yourself to a seat. And we'll take some time in boat pose here. Heels come to the width of the hips. Hands grab underneath the thighs. Lift the left foot up, lift the right foot up, and find balance in your sacrum. Lovely way to take this. This might feel really supportive. Palms can also rest by the sides. Option to straighten the legs. Option to keep them bent right here. Just finding some strength and some stillness here. Once you feel that you have spent enough time in boat pose, start to hug the knees into the chest, then we'll meet on our backs. Just taking the knees together and rocking and rolling over the low back here. Just massaging out the back. You might also enjoy exploring what this feels like by circling the knees out from one another and in toward one another. And then we'll meet in a child's pose on our backs. To come into this, reach for the inside edges of your knees and let your toes face in toward one another and just hug the knees out toward your armpits. Letting all parts of the back make contact on the mat here. Just starting to put yourself into a space of receiving all the benefits of your practice here. Thoughts come up as they inevitably do. Option 2, recall your intention, like a mental anchor. Knowing that every time your attention wanders and you bring it back to your breath or to intention or physical sensation, that is fabulous work. Gently bring the knees back to center. Release the soles of the feet down toward the ground, wanting the soles of your feet to be hips width. Reaching down with the fingertips to tickle the heels and then moving your heels ever so slightly out of that tickling range. Palms of the mat ground into, palms of the hands ground into the mat. Forearms ground into the mat. Push into the feet, and on a breath in, lift the hips. Not applying any pressure in the neck here. Letting the push come from the bottoms of your feet. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hips. Option to stay with that variation of bridge, or if you'd like to add the arms, on a breath in, as you lift the hips, also lift the arms, letting the backs of your palms touch the ground as your hips reach the highest point of the back bend here. Staying for a breath in, and on an exhale, again, letting the touchdown of the hips coordinate with the touchdown of the backs of the palms. Flowing through that 2 more times. Breath in, hips rise, hands rise. Exhale, hips lower, hands lower. Last time, breath in, hips rise, arms rise. Exhale, hips lower, arms lower. We'll meet in Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the soles of the feet touch. And if you notice, as I am, that doesn't feel great on the low back, reach for your pillows or reach for your blocks and peek them right underneath your knees. Many options for the arms. Maybe arms out wide feels nice. Hands on the belly can be lovely. And opposite hand to opposite elbow. Also an option for you. Again, feeling into the openness of this posture. If you've got opposite hand to opposite elbow, switch the grip. Always welcome to stay in a posture as long as you like. So this might be a lovely place to spend some more time. Otherwise, we'll set up for a spinal twist. If you've got blocks or pillows, gently take them to the side. Bring your knees together. Hug the knees into the chest. And on an exhale, drop them over to the left. Maybe find cactus arms. If you're looking for some more depth in the twist, left palm can also come to the tops of the knees, acting as a weight to bring you deeper. Maybe just tracing the journey of your breath here, how it moves in this twist. There's a lot of space between the knees, a block in between the knees. It's a nice support. And stay in touch with your experience here. And notice when you've had enough of this twist. You know where we're going. So when you feel ready, let the knees come back to center and give your spine a moment here just to reset. Notice the difference in left and right. When you feel ready, bring the knees into the chest and drop them over to the right side. Right palm might come to the knees like a little weight. Again, you're only here as long as you want to be here. When you feel ready to move on, let the knees come back to center. Give the spine some time. We'll meet in Happy Baby next, grabbing for the inside edges of the feet, bringing the knees any amount towards your armpits. And all of these postures can be dynamic or static, so check in. Sometimes a sway over the low back can feel really nourishing. And other times stillness feels better. Maybe try on both. This Happy Baby is here for you as long as you like. If you do feel ready to move on, we'll take figure 4. Crossing the right ankle on top of the left knee, grabbing for underneath the left leg. Feet are flexed, protecting the knee. If you're craving more intensity, take the right palm to the right knee and start to encourage it any amount toward the front of your mat. Again, this posture is here for you as long as you'd like to be in it. Making your way onto the other side in your own timing, noticing that sides can be different, so treating each side accordingly. Feet are flexed to protect the knee. Coming out of this figure 4 when you feel ready. We'll meet in an inversion. I'll suggest legs up the wall. Welcome to take this with a block under the hips or a couple of pillows stacked up. And also an option to take the legs literally against the wall and just letting yourself feel supported in that way. Palms resting on the thighs can feel nice. Palms by the sides or over the head can also feel nice. Maybe trying on closed eyes feels okay. Stillness is an option. Circling out the feet, maybe finding a gentle sway of the hips is also an option. The next shape I'll offer is Shavasana. There's plenty of time if you have any other postures I didn't offer today that you'll need to feel rounded out, ready to rest, ready to receive. So without any rush, making your way into your final rest. If the low back has been bothering you, knees supported by pillows or blocks, lovely support. Letting the feet release out to the sides, letting the palms release out to the sides. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out the mouth. Notice whether you'd like to be here in stillness longer, or if movement sounds appealing, reach the toes long toward the front of the room, reach the arms long toward the back of the room, long body stretch. Inviting one knee at a time into center, wrapping your arms around your knees. Taking a moment here. In your own timing, start to release onto your right side, curling up into a little ball. Sealing in your practice with all that it held for you today. Reconnecting with intention. Perhaps this idea of cultivating that deep listening of your true self. And nourishing that part of you. Slowly push the palms into the ground, walking yourself up to a seat. Cross-legged, the knees are needing some support. Blocks under the knees can feel good. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. Let the palms rest on the knees here. And the same way we began our practice will end with a noticing of what is present now in the body, the mind, and the breath. Take your palms together to touch one thumb knuckle over the other and then nestle it right by your breastbone so you can reconnect with your beating heart here. Sealing our practice in with a collective deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Slight tuck to the chin, bowing in gratitude for ourselves and each other. Namaste. So nice to be here with you, and I hope that we can practice in person soon.